Hey, welcome to the Overture Pamphlet. I am Rob, and I'm the host of this one-man show, coming to you every Monday, 6 a.m. UK time. Apart from the last episode, which came out on a random Tuesday, I believe, at a random ass time, but that was because I couldn't find time to record it the week prior, so whatever. But usually it's a Monday, 6 a.m. So you can have the episode ready for you for the entire week. You can listen to it whenever, of course, but it drops at that time. And yeah, sometimes I do make like some emergency episodes every now and then, but mostly it's that drop time. So if you want to listen to it the morning off, Monday is a perfect day to listen to it. If not, you're gonna have it ready for the entire week, so it's gonna be there regardless. But anyways, first episode of December, I guess, because today I'm recording on a Saturday and it's the 30th of November. So, last day of November, we're ready for the Christmas official season, starting off tomorrow, basically. So, yeah. Are you guys feeling Christmassy? I am. I have to be honest, actually, I think after I went to this Christmas market like last weekend, and it was so Christmassy, I really enjoyed it and put me in the good spirits. And I also went to watch Wicked, which somehow gave me festive vibes in a way. Like all musicals, to be fair, give me like a bit of a festive, like Christmassy kind of of experience. But yeah, so I am feeling Christmassy. I am now getting ready to like get gifts for my friends, my parents, and everything. So it's time. Anyways, what are we getting into today? Like today's topic is Kpop drama. Kpop drama. I as you guys know, if you've been keeping up with the podcast, I've had a couple of episodes on Kpop drama where I've been following specifically NewJeans recent. Well, this year has been very complicated for them, so just in general, their year has been very bad. So I've been following that, and other related to K-pop topics in that sense. But I've been following pretty closely this specific one, and it seems like we are at an end of this chapter in a way, because as you may have heard for news, NewJeans have terminated their contract. The members have terminated their contracts with their label Hybe. So it seems like this chapter, this like feud or whatever, like it's finally they're finally free from the label, and they have promised certain things. But we'll get into that once we get to the actual part of the episode itself. I want to discuss that, of course. I will also discuss. Well, yesterday was a bit of a weird day, basically, because it was NewJeans, it was From Is 9, and it was also Loossemble. 3 K-pop groups all disbanding on the same day. Like, it's been crazy. But I'll get into all that. So I'll speak about all these 3 groups and what I think actually is going behind the scenes for each one of them, and what we can expect, I guess, from the members or the groups in general after this, this contract termination in that sense. So yeah, but first, as usual, songs of the week. First few songs, of the month of December. So you can find that in my playlist of the month, the Overture Pamphlet dash songs of the week. December 2024. Yeah, so you can find that on Spotify. But yeah, as usual, Rob has been listening to a lot of music. It's never ending for me. Like I keep on jumping onto like new tracks every friggin' week. And what do I want to talk to you guys about today? I think First of all, to be in theme, I guess, on theme and everything, I want to talk about Like a Flower by Irene from Red Velvet. She is, well, the visual, I guess, the center of the group, but she went solo. I think this might be her first like proper like release as a solo artist, like a mini album and everything. But Like a Flower is like chill Afrobeat type of track. Very, very, very good. It was so honestly, this year SM has surpassed my expectations in terms of like production for the groups. Every group and every artist has had their own little sound, and the productions have just been like top notch, so intricate and so like well produced. And this one is no exception. Like it's more like a danceable Afrobeat, but still chill. It's like not. It's sort of like a Tyla type of track. You know what I mean? Like that sort of Afrobeat. That yeah, sort of like water, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, but very very good. Very good. Very infectious. If you like Afrobeats, you would enjoy this track. If you I think what I really like about the song is, first of all, it's like a very like standard length song. Like it's above the 3 minute mark, which is all we could ask for. But also very very good. And Irene is proving to everyone that she is a very talented girl. Like she's not only beautiful, gorgeous. She wasn't put in the group just for the visuals and because she resembles Taeyeon from SNSD, but also because like she has actual real talent apart from dancing and everything. She's really really good, very talented at singing. So this is the perfect. I think this is actually a very good sound for her, specifically because like if you look also if you watch the video, it's very well tailored to her, like in terms of style and showcasing her like strengths in a way, and it's a very good complementary sound for her. So I really enjoyed it. I think I always said this, that I think I enjoy SM Entertainment solo artists more than the actual groups, even though aespa has been blowing me away this year. I mean, I'm pretty much sure everyone has been blown away by aespa. They've had an incredible year, but yeah. So, but usually solo stuff from SM is always very like unique and very characteristic to each artist. They really love R&B tracks and a lot of, well, I would say unique experience. Like I think they go a bit more experimental and a bit more like different genres in that sense. Like they incorporate different genres more into the solo endeavors more than the groups. Like the groups have more than an established sound and they evolve that, which is already incredible. But I think with the soloists, SM goes full off, like full batshit crazy. Like I remember Kai when he did Rover, that was like a reggaeton type of track. I was like, what the fuck? So, and it was incredible. So, point being, listen to this basically. So, yeah, I am very much intrigued about like any upcoming promotions. Hopefully I think she's already promoting this on like variety shows or something, so excited to see that. Yeah, listen to it if you like Afrobeats, if you like Tyla, if you like those type of tracks, like go listen to that. It's really, really good. Now next, I really want to talk about this artist because I've been slowly falling into the rabbit hole of this artist. I think the sound itself is quite old school for me in a way. Like I'm not really used to it, but it's like proper country singer-songwritery type of vibe, which I've never been really into. Not because I never really liked it, but it's just like so foreign and like different for me. But I can see myself actually getting into this rabbit hole even the more. Like I've been literally listening to so many tracks by this artist and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of slowly getting the vibe and I'm really enjoying it. So I want to put one of the songs in, and the song that I want to put in, first of all, the artist is Adrienne Lenker, and the vibe is like country singer-songwritery, less like poppy in that sense. It's not really pop. It's not really pop country at all because it's not really hook heavy in that sense. Like it's not really chorus heavy. Like it's not catchy in that sense. So it's very like singer-songwritery, like rambling type of song. Yeah, but I think the one I really like is the one that she did with Buck Meek, from the album A-Sides. The song is called Jonathan. Really good, really really good. So I'm gonna put that in the playlist. But this is more a duet. But usually even our soul stuff like Steamboat, I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed also Really, really actually enjoyed Sadness as a Gift. Very cool. I like the production a lot, but I think I'm sucker for like stripped down type of tracks with like just acoustic guitars and like a lot of good lyrics, and this is it. So, but yeah, I think my main challenge here was that it's not really pop adjacent, so it's not really like necessarily like stereotypically memorable as a track or any of the tracks, but they are really good, and I really do go back for the sound most of it. Like it's very versatile and very country esque, but not like twang type of country. It's more like country in the sound, but the delivery is more like normal singer songwriter confessional type of stuff. Really, really good. I would recommend if you like that. Then where to begin with these tracks? There's so many. Oh my god. Actually, you know what? I haven't watched this movie yet. I plan on watching it, but I am a big fan of Omar Apollo and his soundtrack for Queer, the look at what a new movie. Um, Te Maldigo, that's the name of the track, is so good. It's very mesmerizing. It's very like this is like a very stripped down track, very slow tempo. It's more like a sultry type of like track. It's not really like sexy in that sense, but like literally that I like Devil Digo is like I put a curse on you, something like that. You know what I mean? So it's kind of that, but it's like very slow paced. It that never picks up, but it's like very sultry in that sense. I don't know, very Latin influenced, I guess, and it's fully in Spanish, of course. So period. Um, yeah, and should we add another one? I want to add Mine by Ive. Honestly, I have to be honest. Like this album, I think this is the album where they did I Am, right? Yeah. Um, there are so many tracks in this EP. The more I listen to it, like the more I haven't really like ever listened to it front to back. I just sometimes like I think some of the tracks sometimes they just like pop out in my shuffle, and after a while I'm like, ooh, this song is really good. Like I had a moment with Hypnosis for a bit, like a couple of months ago, and now I'm having a moment with this one, and it's really cool. It's a really cool track, synthy, poppy, the shtick that I usually really like. It's a lot, well, kind of like love song, I guess. I'm not really sure entirely. I need to like better check the lyrics, but I just love the melodies. I just love the pop sound in here, the vocals, the delivery. I think this album is actually is it a EP or like a full album? Let me double check again. It is a full album, yeah. But they have so many good songs like Kitsch, Blue Blood, I Am, of course, Mine, as I said, Hypnosis. What is it? Heroin is also really good. They have a lot of great tracks. So yeah, I mean, kind of busting. Oh my god, the playlist cover art already is like kind of slapping. It's very color coded already. So either way, I guess we can stop here because I have more to be fair, but I think I want to spotlight these for this week. So yeah, let's get into the real deal. Real deal. So yesterday, and that is 29th, I guess, of... Was it yesterday? Yeah, the 29th of November. NewJeans, well, that they actually did say that they were going to do this 14 days before. They said like they gave the company 14 days to rectify all the issues that they were raised, and then if nothing was to be done, they would just leave the company. They would terminate the contracts, and so they did. So NewJeans had a press conference or something, like they spoke about like basically leaving, and they have actually finalized the, you know, they don't have any extra obligations, so they're actually going ahead with this. So it's official that they are out of the the company, even though Hype and Adore, basically the sub-label that they're under, is not really, thinking of the same. But yeah, but this was a huge hit for Hype, like in terms of stocks and everything. I think after the departure of NewJeans, Hype loses like 423, something like that, worth of million dollars worth of budget and everything. Like the stocks are going down, girls. So that tells you already how big this issue is, and like how influential this group was to the company, and how much they fucked up. I just firmly believe on my end that this could have been resolved in some shape or form. But I do also think that the drama this past year has been so bad. Like the entire corporate drama has been so bad that in a way they stained their own reputation. I mean, I'm sure the Western audience wouldn't really care about that, but I'm wary about the Korean audience, if they actually want to still, listen to this, to them, to their music, and to anything else, like they want to have anything to do with them or not. We'll see what happens after this. But yeah, so basically, they had this conference and they spoke up. They had their statements ready. They spoke in English as well. Like many of the questions they actually answered in English. So they were signaling basically to the international audience that, this is their decision, and they, sort of wanted to get the attention of mostly the foreign audiences, I guess. And we've been paying attention, so it is working that way. But yeah, I mean, sort of inevitable, I guess. Like, a couple of episodes ago when I talked about this, I said that the best option would be to just leave the fucking company at this point and just maybe just disband and whatever. Now here they've promised that they actually would come back. And they're saying that maybe they won't be able to come back with the same name or something, but they're also fighting apparently behind the scenes for the copyrights of their own name. But in any event, I think what they're planning to do basically is to just leave. Well, they're leaving the company and they're gonna probably join a new one with, I would assume, presumably Min Hee-jin, which is the previous CEO that they wanted. That was the main request, to have Min Hee-jin back as CEO and creative director, I guess, for the group. So they couldn't get that, and so then they left. But yeah, so I assume they're planning to sign with a new agency, a new label that is headed by Min Hee-jin. So yeah, I have to be honest, I think this is probably the first instance of a group speaking up and having a proper conference and speaking to the world openly and plainly about these things. We have a precedent of this before. We've had plenty of, presidents in terms of renegotiating contracts and leaving and all that stuff. We had it with Capital most recently. We had it with Luna, most famously, to be fair. And oddly enough, I think someone said on Twitter that NewJeans and Luna, both on the same day but 2 years apart, basically, declared they declared their wish to separate themselves from the company or whatever. They resigned from the company or something. So freaky. That's a cursed date or something. But yeah. So what do I think? I think this is probably leaving the company is probably the best option, I would say, as of now. In terms of what they're going to do next, it really depends on how the audience is going to receive them. But I mean, I still think it's a very unfair situation that these girls have to go through all of this when simply, I actually found it very interesting also the points that they brought up in terms of lucrative drive behind the companies and everything. I mean, which it's the main point of a company, is just to accrue money and to get money. But I think that really NewJeans is really putting this conversation in terms of they are much more interested in the artistic side of music, of course, because they are the artists, But I think they are saying that basically they cannot thrive in this company because the company is more interested in like profiting and spreading around the artistry without respecting, like the main point is I think it's still low key the copying and pasting of their sound and image, basically. What happened with Eyelid and what's happening with Cat's Eye and everything. So I think what they're playing out here, like the playing field is basically artistry and respect of their own, creative drive in that sense. But to their credit, NewJeans did popularize, I guess, that specific image. Even though we could say that maybe Luna also started off with like popularizing that at a certain point, but NewJeans really took it to the next level. Like the amount of copycats, I would say, in the K-pop scene are outstanding, and that really reminds me of the old days with Blackpink. That's how you know this. That's how you know how popular the group is. Like as soon as everyone else starts doing the same shit as you, that's how you know that you're actually the blueprint for your generation in that sense. So Blackpink back in the days when they became super famous, they popularized, I guess, a girl crush concept, whatever we want to call it. And then everyone else in K-pop then started suddenly doing similar sounding songs and similar sounding and similar looking videos and everything. So they really set the bar, and like they were the leaders of their own generation, Blackpink. And same thing happened with NewJeans, because when they debuted and it really took K-pop by storm, every company was scrambling to find a way of, adapting that new wave. And even Hybe itself was trying to replicate that so much, even though they already had it in NewJeans, but they still didn't really care about the identity that much, and they started copy-pasting, basically, their formula to other groups. Now, there was different points on this debate, whether, their sound is not really their sound. Of course, it's something that they popularized, but also I think it's more than that. It's like visuals and marketing strategies and everything. Like it's just a very specific type of sound that they actually have popularized, like the specific song type. They've, melodies and everything. They all sound very similar, like Touch and by Cat's Eye and like Magnetic by Eyelid and anything else basically that's coming out. They all sound very similar. So I don't understand why they would be mad about that, of course, because that's their integrity and their contribution to the music is literally, the artistry of it all. So if you take that away from them, then what's the point, So yeah, I still find it interesting that Min Hee-jin was trying to like separate herself from the company after, she literally got all that money. It's just petty company drama in that sense, but you put the girls into the middle of this and it's just a mess. But the girls are very loyal to Min Hee-jin, and I understand why, I guess, in a way, because Min Hee-jin, it seems like they had a very close partnership in creating. It's like sort of like how Teddy and Blackpink were like so close knit in that sense. They created this very specific vibe and aesthetic, and so if you take one element out of that, you lose a bit of the DNA, I guess, that was all over the music. So yeah, but yeah, I'm curious to see what was going to happen next. I'm always looking out for the next, move that they're going to make. But this was a very big deal, I think. And I do commend the girls for being so brave to speaking up about these things, because it's not normal for K-pop whatsoever. Like if you're not used to K-pop is not like the Western world. Like Western pop stars usually speak up about any issues that they have, even with their own management. They are shady, even like in different instances. They speak up pretty often because we have a different conception, I guess, of like freedom of speech and everything else. Well, Korea, I think it's more like traditional in a way, and I think even the idol life in itself is like very reserved and very squeaky clean, perfect, and it should be technically drama free, even though like all the drama of course happens, but it's all covered up and like left behind. But I think at this point there was no other way of dealing with this, because as I said in multiple episodes, this corporate drama has become so publicized and so like ingrained in the public domain that the only way to properly address this is to actually speak about it in public and have a proper I mean, it's too late to like have it under wraps and like leave it behind the legal wall in that sense. It's too late for that. That should have been I believe it should have been the first option to begin with to protect the girls' images in that sense. But because they're also part of the whole deal is that they are still minors, or like they are very very young anyway. So yeah, crazy shit. But yeah. Anyways, so yeah, we'll see what happens next. I will be covering that, of course, if something major happens. You can best believe, best believe that I'm gonna be here covering that. And yeah, I just hope that people still support the girls, whatever it is they do, and I will be personally checking it out, of course, whatever they do next. But if I were them, actually, I was thinking yesterday, it would be actually very iconic if they even if they re-debuted with a different name. I think it would still be incredible if they re-debuted with the same strategy once again, like dropping out of nowhere, like 3 songs together, like they did when they debuted first. Maybe this time around they could like use an announcement, like a release date announcement, like a one day before type of situation, kind of like what Rose did for APT, because now the name is like people know who they are, so it's not like you're trying to like completely catch them by surprise. But in a way, this would be the same type of thing, and it would build hype in 2 seconds, I think, because I don't know, I feel like people haven't really paid attention much to their music recently, but we're more focused on the drama. So I think if they disappear for a while and they come back and they literally the evening before they say, oh, dropping a single at midnight or something, 3 singles at midnight, 3 different videos, that would be gaggy. That would be sickening. And I would advise them to do that, honestly, because that would probably bring up some hype. Like also these days, attention span in terms of like consumers and in just the culture in general like shifts so quickly, and I think especially with the whole drama and this whole social media shebang, I would just make a ruckus the evening before and just say, ooh, dropping this, and then there you go. So it will be a big deal, and I think if they just do the usual thing like the announcement or whatever, it would be, like with a big release date or whatever, I think people eventually would stop caring. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it has to be something very quick and big in that sense. And also, of course, the music has to be good. I think that's another thing. Like, if you put out another couple of bangers like you did with the debut, I think people will be on board once again. And I think the West, anyways, like Western audiences are already supporting the girls anyway, so there's no trouble with that. But, yeah. Slayful. Next one. Oh, actually, before I move on to the next, I would say in terms of the name itself, if they cannot actually get the copyrights for the actual name, they can always do a play on words with jeans or NewJeans or whatever. Like similar to what Loossemble did, which also disbanded on the same day, by the way. But I'm gonna get into it in a second. But Loossemble is basically formed by some members of Luna, the group I was talking about, and so they couldn't use Luna as the name. So instead of doing a new complete name, they sort of pay homage to the roots and use sort of like a combination of that and something else. I guess like something that sounds similar in a way. So they could do something like that, like blue jeans. Tommy Hilfiger blue jeans or something, Levi jeans or whatever. But it could do something like that. I could see that happening. I mean, Luna has already set a standard for so many of these things. Like so many of these events have already happened. So I would say look into what happened with Luna. That's what I would advise with them, and like see what steps you can take. Learn from they've laid the path for them in a way. So it's good in some shape or form that they're not completely the first few people to do this. So yeah, look at your seniors and see what they did. But yeah, let's get to Loossemble. Loossemble, as I said, is sort of a group that was born out of the Luna disbandment. So some of the members went into one label, some others went to another label, and another two of them debuted as solo artists, which are like both of them are slaying, honestly. Like Eve, I was talking to her about her in the previous episode, I think, or 2 episodes ago or something. Her music is just incredible. But anyways, so yes, 5 of these girls went to this sort of new label or whatever, and they signed their contract last year in September or something, I think. So they disbanded like a little over a year, basically, after their debut. So crazy. But I think from what I'm gathering from the information is that their contract basically expired, and it wasn't renewed, basically. I don't know if the girls didn't want to renew or not, or if the company didn't want to renew the contract because of, low returns or whatever it is. But yeah, so that's how it ended. I don't think there was any proper drama there, if I have to be honest. I don't see it. The company put out their statements, and I'm sure the girls would now, given the situations, like how, media coverage has been evolving, I think they would come to social media to say something, you know what I mean? So if something was wrong in that sense. So I think they just were not, to be quite frank, having many returns, even though their latest release, Talk to You Later, slaps. That shit slaps. I think just, people were not really paying attention to them in that sense, and the returns were not really, that big. So, yeah, so I guess it was just a little project that they did for a year or something, and it's just ended. So people were saying, maybe they can join the other members in the other label and re-debut together as Luna again, but with a different name or whatever. But I'm I don't think that's gonna happen. It's been too long since Luna is banded now, and I think the girls maybe just want to move on and do something else, probably. And I wouldn't blame them for that. It's been hell. So but yeah, I mean, one thing is for sure, all the Luna members themselves, ex-Luna members, are still very close and still very good friends. So I wouldn't be surprised if they, we get more social media interactions between them or whatever. But yeah, I don't see them joining the other members' company or whatever. Maybe some of them could go solo. Could be. I could see Olivia, whatever, to go solo maybe, but I don't. Yeah, but apart from that, I don't think there was any proper drama there. I don't think so. I don't really think so. But I could be wrong. Maybe there will be some news coming up soon that they're actually planning to sign with the other label or whatever, where the other members are at, and just Artemis and everything, just combine everything and do whatever. But I don't really see it happening. Even from the statements that they put out, I think it seems like they are just moving on, and that's it. So, and period, as they should. Yeah, so on the same day, we lost another group, of course, so it's been 2, and then there was also a third one on the same day. And the third one is actually another hit to the hype machine, I guess, because it's another group from a different sub-label, but it's still another girl group leaving that company. And this is a bit more complicated because the sub-label doesn't have a great track record. If you know Pledis Entertainment and Pristin, you know what I'm talking about, of course. But From Is 9 basically disbanded the same day, as I said. So 3 groups only in one day was a bit of a field day for us, for K-pop fans. But yeah, and to be quite frank, I'm not really surprised about that. To be quite frank, I think actually that's the least surprising news, because again, Pledis has a terrible track record in dealing with their girl groups. Just look at Pristin, how they were sabotaged by their own company for so long. Pristin had the potential to be one of the biggest groups in the third generation. I'm not kidding. Pristin was about to beat that shit, So, and it was so sad to see the company just wasting their talent and their trainees' time, basically. But anyway, so they had a track record of being very shitty with female groups specifically, and we were proven correct again. From Is 9 debuted first out of a survival show, and then they were under first they were for a few years they were under a different label, and then when they had to like renew contracts, they moved to Pledis, and Pledis was acquired by Hype. So they're still under the Hype umbrella, and very much so, but that's a big hit, pun intended. But two groups walking out of your companies on the same day is just crazy. But yeah, I would say I wouldn't be surprised if there's any stories coming up soon about mistreatment and about neglecting the members or whatever, or like just simply not really investing in the groups at all. And if you know about the track record, Formula Down used to have more songs before when they were in the previous label, but now when they joined Pledis, they literally had 2 releases or something? I don't know, something like that. But yeah, kind of shitty. And I honestly think it's also for the best, because if you're not really able to, I mean, of course the first step is to try and solve the issues, but if in the long term your label is shit and doesn't really care about your feelings or your needs, then walk out. And this is probably going to create a tidal wave anyways. All these groups, renegotiating contracts and all that stuff. It's a big deal. I think it's a big deal, especially the NewJeans situation. I think it's brought so much attention to these things that K-pop contracts, like trainee contracts, will be starting to come different. There will be changes, 100%. And I'm glad we're seeing more, because also the industry now is dominated by girl groups in a way. So I'm glad we're seeing more girl groups and more members actually, speaking up about very important issues in artistry and like music and all that stuff. Because like, again, sometimes it feels a bit alienating listening to K-pop, because you just can tell it's like a very manufactured product in a way, and there's no with Western artists at least, like, it's mostly soloists, right? And you can actually, when you like listen to their interviews or whatever, you can actually learn so much about the process, like their artistic motivations and everything. But with K-pop, it's more like anonymous in a way, and you don't really get that aspect of it all. Even if they do interviews, they're always very surface level, and they have prepared, they've prepared every single possible answer to an interview and everything else. So it's very staged. It doesn't feel very organic in that sense. It doesn't really feel like the girls have much, or like any of the idols have any say in the creative process. Very few members, very few idols have a hand on what they do. You don't really have, a singer-songwriter type of idol ever, or hardly ever, Some idols actually produce and like write raps or whatever, but like, for example, Soyeon from G Idol, or like some YG artists, or some people have a part in it, but most idols are just dolls, basically used, like blank canvases that are used by their labels. But yeah, from Design, you're free to leave the company, thank God. And Pledis, you better not debut another girl group for the rest of your life. So for the rest of your existence. So Pledis, F off. I still cannot forgive you what you did to Prison and to Prison V. Prison V was so, it had so much potential. I cannot. I still remember. Prison V, Get It is still one of the best songs ever created in K-pop. Go to that bridge. Oh my god. But yeah. So what do I see the From Design girls doing? I would say maybe a couple of them might start doing pursuing like solo activities or something, like solo careers. But I think also in that department, most of them will just like move on and do other things. Maybe you'll see some of them in acting. But yeah, I also think, it's been a long time. And again, it doesn't really help the fact that Pledis didn't really promote the girls at all. So I think most people have just forgotten about them, to be quite frank with you. And it's a shame, because they had incredible tracks and incredible hits. But yeah. Pretty sad day for K-pop stans, I have to be honest. It's not nice to be a K-pop stan today, but we'll see what happens. But what am I looking forward to? Let's just say that. At least let's end on a positive note. In terms of music, Rosie Rosé's album called Rosie is coming out next Friday. Well, this coming Friday. So very excited about that. I've heard extended snippets on TikTok. Apparently, she posted those. Toxic till the end. Oof, that is going to be my song. I cannot wait. But also, there's so many songs that I haven't even heard snippets of. So I'm very excited. I really want to buy the vinyl, but I don't think I will buy it in pre-order personally, because I want the original vinyl, or the original like album cover, and it's sold out online. So I'm gonna have to wait for the either website to restock or just go to like a record store when it comes out and buy it. And I to be fair, if they had a bundle with the t-shirt and the vinyl, I would buy it. I've tweeted about this as well personally. That I'm so pissed off they don't have a bundle. They only have a bundle with the CD, and I don't really buy CDs anymore. Vinyls I would, because I hang them on my walls. So I would love to swap out some of my vinyls for a Rosie cover. But all the other covers, the new ones that are like with the bonus tracks or whatever, they're also very cute. But I really like the original one, the first one with their face to the side or whatever. So waiting for that to restock. And what am I looking forward to in terms of podcast? I am currently reading, I don't know if I ever said that before, but in previous episodes, but I've been reading Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. That is the Twilight lady, of course, Twilight god. She wrote all the Twilight books, and Midnight Sun is still the Twilight universe, but it's like basically the first book only, basically Twilight, but recounted, like retold under Edward's perspective. So it's a full and first book, but it's from his perspective rather than Bella's. And also, it has come to my attention, there's also another book that she wrote, where basically it's like in the first book, but the genders of the characters are swapped. So I might do that, but I think after I finish this book, I might want to do a review of this. I have mixed feelings, spoiler, but I think I might do that. I might want to do a review of that. I think I'm not really sure. I'm more than halfway through it, and that is an accomplishment. But I think I might want to do that because I'm a big Twihard. If you guys didn't know about that, I love Twilight. I watch it every year. I read it every year. Especially New Moon. I probably read New Moon every single year, but I have all the books on my phone. So whenever I'm bored, every year I literally just read Twilight because it's just a very easy read for me. But anyways, I might want to do that. And then after that, I want to read Sally Rooney's Intermezzo. It's been on my list ever since it popped off. And I waited for a bit for the hype to die down so I can just get into the book. And well, to be fair, I was reading other stuff, so I didn't really have time to buy it. But I think I want to get into that book, which is small, so I could probably read that. And then after that, probably I might do that this other version of Twilight again. So we'll see. We'll see about that. But anyways, see you guys next episode. Please feel free to just follow me on every social media possible. I'm going to leave everything in my description. And bye. Bye.